Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Laserfighter101. Welcome back to another episode of DDLC. This episode something, no idea. And this is episode 2, or part 2 of Understanding the Side Story. I told you yesterday that I kind of did this by accident, but I'm kind of trying to put these videos in, like getting them all out at one time because like I completely forgot about them and I didn't plan for them essentially. So yeah. That's better. All right, so let's go ahead and get started into part 2. So for the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at the desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy, but my best wasn't good enough. But I was still my best. I'm letting everyone down, and I'm always just a disappointment. Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Damn. This was kind of sad last time, yeah? Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Damn. They both out. The hell? Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. It's going to leave such a bad impression on the new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner, approaching the classroom. As she does so, Yuri? Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm sorry I'm so late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not... Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window, and she looks away. Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monica's utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden? She was so eager to spend time with Sayori before. Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room to say Sayori is sitting alone inside. Okay, it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica's worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realizes, that she could have spent so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods, and the two set off. The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on them flyers. Sayori told me. What'd you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard of the kind of reading you were into. But, it's kind of stupid for me because I'm just as intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone else who comes through the club will have the same interest as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, and Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly, I don't think you were complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club. Hopefully, anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people? Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone, otherwise what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person, and I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know how to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category. She what? Hold on, you're saying Sayori's taken pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or you don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. And I'm stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed her into. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stop short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monika looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fists clenched. I think you should tell her that. I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayori's different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has only one person trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Monika hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who would give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved with them understanding each other better. Sayori wants to be your friend, I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too, but good friends work together, and they can be whatever they need for each other. You just have to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just, it's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand that I need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you. Anytime, Monika smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monika's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Hey, that's nice. I'm glad it worked out in the end. Yeah, it's a little messed up there. I mean, I definitely think that Sayori could have gotten interested in it, but I do think part of it was pity too, like Yuri said. Yuri and Monika finished replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monika mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the clubroom once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I cannot do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri started towards the door and then face turns to Monika. You're just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own, though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that's one downside of reading here in a club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know what? Now that you mention it, I bet we can get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Would that really be possible? I look into it. I think it'll be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monika waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. I like how they try to explain every single intricacy. Like the whole tea set deal. Like, oh, we got permission. They explain even that here. That's like next level. I like this writing. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Yuri? Wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sayori's been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first. But I got most of the way through it. And look! Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes, beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fist against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? Sayori's voice quivers in shock after receiving the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. If I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her hand. Man, Sayori's just like... She's just like trying... It just makes me smile, you know? She's so thoughtful. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if I did something together that you really like, I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shut her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should just leave, just escape from here before Monica sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her eyes, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. Aww. I like that. That's awesome. It's okay, Sayori whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying all her willpower to control herself. I understand the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know you must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while studying her voice. Damn. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people. So it makes me not want to believe that anyone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests, because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I got going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool out of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I want to be treated like a normal person, but how am I supposed to expect that when I can't even behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall beneath her arms, realizes that as well. Thank you for helping me understand you a little better. I know you were so great at helping me while we were reading, so I'll help you with the things you need too. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me, but I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah, irrational fears. Well, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you, the person you are. I know you said you had a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, worrying so much about other people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But that's just the best part, that we're all different and we have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise. That's what I really want. It's a bit of struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we don't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, it's not for me, then I can say that, but I would be glad that I tried and learned it more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I want that to rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayori's arms. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but it was awful taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make that happen, then it's something she deserves to experience. That's nice. I like that. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. That's what I wanted to hear. But we could stop at any time. If you really don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not going to judge anything this early on, though. We'll just have to see what happens. Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back. Monica's back. I haven't seen you, at all recently. I do that a lot, too. My friends and stuff with that. And it's definitely not the best thing to do in COVID, but whatever. They don't seem to care. Sayori trots over to Monica. Ah, she whispers loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sayori. Sayori wraps her arms around Monica. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster. Hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monica perplexly looks between the two of them and smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity in the literature club. About that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interest. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me if not to return the favor of you and learn more about the things you like. Yes! Do you like poetry? Awesome. Yuri smiles. That's how they got into the whole poem thing. That's pretty cool. Alright, well that's going to have to do it for today. My name is LaserFighter111. If you guys want to see more Doki Doki Literature Club, be sure to leave a like. Wait, there's mail now? Have a nice weekend. I'm on leave the rest of the week. Contact Ravi if you need to schedule server time, but I expect my jobs to run for a few days since we've collected so much data this week. How about we arrange a meeting to discuss the results when I return? What? I've Laster? I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but yeah. Alright, well that's going to have to be it for today. My name is LaserFighter111. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video for more awesome content, and I will see you guys later.